Hey everyone, ready for some serious life upgrades?
I think we're all ready for that.
Today we're diving deep into 10 life-changing healthy habits. How small changes transformed my life.
Yeah.
I'm all about self-improvement and efficient learning, and this piece, it really caught my eye.
Mm.
It's not just like a generic list, it's about how these habits actually like transformed this author's life.
Hmm.
So we're kind of on this mission today to are these habits truly life-changing? Or are they just like good, solid advice?
Right.
And then what are the things that you can take away from it? What are the nuggets you can pull out? You know what I mean?
That's fascinating because I think, we're bombarded with health information all the time, right?
Right.
So what makes this stand out is this idea that it focuses on long-term change
Yeah.
through like surprisingly simple habits.
Okay, so let's unpack this a little bit.
Yeah.
The first habit that jumps out to me, and it's something I struggle with, is morning hydration.
Uh-huh.
The author talks about ditching the coffee-first routine and starting the day with water,
Mm.
and claims it really supercharged their energy.
Mm.
I'm a total coffee addict, so I'm really curious about this one.
Well, think about it this way, right? Your metabolism is like a car engine.
Okay.
And after a night of sleep, you're basically dehydrated.
Yeah.
So starting with water is like priming the pump, getting everything running smoothly.
Okay.
Dehydration actually slows you down. So rehydrating first thing in the morning gets your metabolism firing on all cylinders.
That's a really good analogy.
Yeah,
Makes you rethink that morning coffee, huh?
it does.
Do you prioritize hydration? I mean, it's just amazing to me how that small of a tweak can make a difference. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it really highlights how we sometimes reach for quick fixes when our bodies are craving something as basic as water.
That's a really good point.
Mm.
All right, next up is establishing a daily exercise routine.
Yeah.
Now, the author isn't talking about these crazy intense workouts or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's all about finding just 20 minutes a day to move your body. I love that, like little bits of movement adding up to big benefits.
Right. And there's so much research to back that up.
Oh, there is.
Even a brisk walk can trigger endorphins, which are your body's natural mood elevators.
Oh, I love those.
Plus, you're improving your sleep, reducing stress, all those things that directly affect your well-being,
Right.
which I know is important to you.
Absolutely, yeah. The author mentioned exercise as like a mental reset almost.
Yeah.
It makes me think, how do you find your mental reset? I love getting lost in a good book, but I can see how that, moving your body, can really clear your head too.
It's all about self-awareness.
Yeah.
We each have our own ways of recharging.
Yeah.
Whether it's exercise or music or spending time in nature.
Right, right.
The key is to actively seek those moments throughout the day.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, next up is something I think we all probably struggle with to a certain extent, and that is mindfulness and meditation.
Yeah.
I love how the author approached this.
Oh.
They started with just 5 minutes a day.
Mm.
That's totally doable.
Right.
5 minutes, everyone has 5 minutes.
You can find 5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
The key here is to understand that mindfulness is a skill you develop over time, almost like exercise for your mind.
So it's like training your brain.
Exactly. Think of it this way. Specific areas of your brain, like the prefrontal cortex,
Yeah.
actually get stronger through mindfulness practice.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So you're essentially training your brain to focus and build resilience against stress.
It's interesting because you always hear that it's good for you, but I never knew it actually strengthens parts of your brain.
Yeah, it's pretty powerful stuff.
So it's not about becoming some kind of Zen master overnight.
No.
It's about, just taking those 5 minutes.
It's a practice.
Yeah, I could definitely get behind that. And this could be huge for you, especially if you're feeling overwhelmed with information overload. Imagine having a tool to find calm amidst all the chaos.
Exactly. It's about reclaiming control over your attention,
Yeah.
which is so incredibly valuable in today's world.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about food.
Okay, I'm hungry.
Let's do it. Habit number 4, it's all about embracing whole, nutritious foods.
Mm-hmm.
The author talks about going from mindless eating to being really intentional about what they fuel their body with.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because it goes beyond just this idea of healthy eating, right? It's
Oh, yeah.
like, think about how food impacts your energy, your mood, even your focus.
Right.
When your blood sugar is stable,
Uh-huh.
you avoid those energy crashes and you feel more mentally sharp throughout the day.
Oh, that's a really good point.
Positive psychology, which is the
Yeah.
study of well-being,
Yeah.
even shows this link between nutritious food and overall happiness.
So it's not just about looking good, it's about feeling good from the inside out.
Exactly.
And that's powerful. I'm curious, how much emphasis does this source place on meal planning?
Oh, a lot.
Okay, so they do talk about meal planning.
Yeah.
Because if that's going to help with my blood sugar stability and my energy, I am all ears.
They really highlight the importance of mindful eating habits
Mm.
and intentional meal planning.
Yeah.
Seeing food as fuel for your body and mind.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah,
Okay, this next habit resonated with me big time.
right.
Practicing gratitude daily.
Hmm.
And the author kept it really simple.
Yeah.
They talked about just writing down 3 things they were grateful for each day.
Yeah.
And they said it totally shifted their perspective.
I love that. There's a growing body of research in positive psychology showing that gratitude literally rewires our brains.
Like physically.
Yeah. By focusing on the good,
Yeah.
we train ourselves to be more resilient,
Yeah.
appreciate those little things, even when life gets tough.
So it's like training your brain again. I mean, that's incredible. It really makes you wonder, what are you grateful for today?
That's a good question.
I'm grateful for this amazing conversation and the opportunity to dive into these life-changing habits with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, imagine if cultivating gratitude could actually make us happier.
That's powerful, right?
Yeah.
It's about choosing to focus on those positive aspects of our lives, even amidst the challenges.
Yeah,
It's a powerful tool for reframing our experiences, wouldn't you say?
absolutely. Okay, now for a habit we can all relate to,
Right.
limiting screen time. I'm definitely guilty of spending way too much time on my phone, my devices.
Me too.
But the author described feeling so liberated
Mm-hmm.
after setting boundaries with themselves. Have you ever experienced that?
I think we all have moments where we feel tethered to our devices, right?
Right.
But the science is really clear on this.
Yeah.
Excessive screen time, especially before bed, disrupts our sleep and it increases those stress hormones.
Oh, no kidding.
It's a recipe for fatigue and burnout.
No, that makes total sense. Like,
Okay.
I've definitely felt that brain fog after a late night scroll.
Yes.
And it makes you wonder, like, how much screen time do you have in a day?
Yeah,
Could setting some boundaries actually free up your time and energy for things that you actually enjoy?
absolutely. Reclaiming that time allows us to pursue hobbies, nurture those relationships, or just simply relax and recharge.
So important. Speaking of recharging, let's talk about sleep.
Okay, one of my favorite topics.
Habit number 7 is all about prioritizing quality sleep.
Yes.
And the author went from struggling to sleep to really enjoying, a good solid 7 to 8 hours each night, thanks to a relaxing bedtime routine.
I love that.
So they developed a routine.
We so often underestimate the power of quality sleep.
Totally.
It is so crucial for energy levels, mental clarity, stress management.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Think of it as like hitting the reset button
Yeah.
on your brain and body each night.
Totally, totally. I've noticed that when I'm sleep deprived, I am so much less productive.
Yeah. Yeah,
And way more easily stressed.
for sure.
It makes you wonder, could better sleep actually be the key to unlocking more energy and focus during the day?
Oh, I think without a doubt.
Yeah.
Sleep is this active process of restoration and rejuvenation. It's essential for optimal functioning.
It's funny how we sacrifice it so easily.
We do.
Okay, on to something near and dear to my heart.
Right.
Nurturing positive relationships.
Yeah.
The author had a real light bulb moment, realizing that relationships directly impact their happiness and their outlook on life.
That's so huge.
Isn't it?
Humans are social creatures by nature.
Right.
Strong connections provide this sense of belonging, support, and purpose. They act as a buffer against stress, and they contribute so significantly to our overall well-being.
I love that buffer against stress. It's
Right.
so important. It makes you kind of reflect on your own connections, like how do your relationships contribute to your life?
Yeah.
Are there any that need a little TLC?
It prompts us to consider not just the quantity of our relationships,
Right.
but the quality.
Right. Yeah.
Are those connections supportive and meaningful
Yeah.
and reciprocal?
That's a good point. All right, on to habit number 9.
Okay.
Setting clear and achievable goals. The author's process is all about breaking big goals down into smaller steps, celebrating progress, and embracing imperfection along the way.
I love that.
I love that too.
It's all about tapping into the psychology of motivation. Setting those realistic goals, tracking our progress, and acknowledging even those small wins
Right.
keeps us engaged. It fuels our desire to keep moving forward.
That's a really good point. It resonates with your drive for growth too.
It has.
Yeah. Do you set goals this way? I'm curious how, like, breaking them down into those smaller chunks could make your aspirations feel more attainable and, dare I say, fun.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's about enjoying the journey and not just focusing on the destination.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So, breaking those goals down makes the process feel less daunting. Right. And more sustainable.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
And finally, we come to the last habit, embracing continuous learning.
Yeah.
The author emphasizes that learning doesn't stop after school.
No.
It's about finding joy in exploring new ideas, whether it's through books or podcasts, documentaries, anything that expands your world.
Right.
So it's just keeping that curiosity going, basically.
Exactly. And this aligns perfectly with, your thirst for knowledge.
Yeah.
And your desire to stay ahead of the curve. Continuous learning keeps our minds sharp.
Yeah.
It fosters adaptability. And it allows us to navigate this rapidly changing world.
That's a good point. It makes you think, what's one thing that you've been wanting to learn or dive deeper into? What's holding you back?
Right.
And how can you make it happen? I know I have a whole list of books and documentaries that I want to get through. What about you?
The beauty of continuous learning is that it's accessible to everyone.
Yeah. It is.
It's about cultivating that curiosity and a willingness to embrace those new perspectives.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You never know what you might discover. It's like that quote,
Yeah.
the capacity to learn is a gift, the ability to learn is a skill, the willingness to learn is a choice.
Ooh, I like that.
Right.
So true. So as we kind of wrap up this deep dive into these 10 life-changing healthy habits, the big takeaway seems to be small changes practiced consistently
Yes.
can lead to incredible transformation.
What's important to remember is that this didn't happen overnight for the author.
Right.
They emphasize that it's those small daily actions that create the lasting change.
So it's consistency.
Consistency is key.
And it's not about being perfect either.
Yeah.
The author talks about embracing imperfection, celebrating progress, and focusing on the journey, not just the destination.
This is where self-compassion comes in.
Oh, yeah,
We can be so hard on ourselves.
we are.
But, approaching these habits with kindness and understanding makes the process so much more sustainable.
Right.
It allows for those setbacks and growth along the way.
Yeah, it's not about beating yourself up. It's about progress over perfection.
Exactly.
Which brings us to a question for you. If you could only pick one of these habits to focus on for the next month,
Ooh.
which would it be and why?
Yeah.
Which one speaks to your needs and goals right now?
This is such a great opportunity for reflection.
Yeah.
Consider which habit could have the biggest positive impact on your life right now at this moment.
Yeah.
And commit to making it a priority.
Yeah, I love that. So this deep dive is really just the starting point. You got the knowledge. Now it's time to put it into action.
And the beauty of these habits is that they're all interconnected.
That's true.
Improving one area of your life can have this ripple effect,
Right.
creating positive change in other areas as well.
It's like a domino effect of good stuff.
Ex-
Like improved sleep leads to more energy, which fuels better workouts, which then boosts your mood and productivity. You get the idea.
Precisely.
So what are you waiting for?
Right.
Choose your habit, embrace the journey, and see what amazing transformations unfold.
It's all about taking control of your well-being and creating a life that aligns with your values and aspirations.
And who knows, maybe you'll discover your own life-changing habits along the way.
Yeah.
Remember, this is your journey. There's no right or wrong answer.
The key is to stay curious, experiment, and find what truly works best for you.
We're so glad you joined us for this deep dive.
Yeah.
We hope you found it insightful, inspiring, and maybe even a little motivating.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep diving deep.
It's funny, we often look for those big, huge changes,
Yeah.
but this deep dive, it really highlights how,
the little things.
yeah, those small steps practiced over and over,
Yeah.
they can make a real difference.
It's the power of the compound effect. Little actions repeated day after day lead to those remarkable results over time.
Yeah, Yeah.
It's like investing,
Yeah.
small amounts consistently, and then eventually you see massive growth.
Oh, I love that. That's a good analogy.
Yeah.
And it's encouraging because it means we don't need to, like,
Overhaul?
yeah, overhaul our entire lives overnight.
Yeah.
We can just start with one tiny little thing,
Right.
master it, and then move on to the next.
Exactly. Build momentum one step at a time.
Yeah.
And I think the beauty of focusing on these healthy habits is that they often have a ripple effect,
Okay.
creating this positive upward spiral in other areas of our lives.
Oh, it's like a chain reaction of good stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, so like improved sleep leads to more energy,
Yeah.
which then fuels those better workouts, which then boosts your mood and productivity.
Right.
You get the idea.
Precisely. It all works together.
And I think that's such a powerful message to leave with you.
Yeah.
You have that ability to create that positive spiral in your own life.
Yeah.
Starting today.
Starting today. That's right.
Which habit will you choose?
That's the question. Right. And remember, there's no right or wrong answer.
Exactly.
It's about finding, what resonates with you, what
Yeah.
speaks to your needs, your aspirations, right where you are right now.
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe, just maybe, this deep dive has sparked some new ideas and inspired you to experiment with habits you hadn't considered before.
That's what we hope for.
Yeah.
Because ultimately it's about empowering you to take control of your well-being
Yeah.
and create a life that truly reflects your values and goals.
I love that. All right. So to wrap things up, I just want to say a huge thank you for joining us on this deep dive
Yes.
into 10 life-changing healthy habits. We hope you walked away with some valuable insights, a fresh perspective,
Yeah.
and maybe even just like a little nudge, a little motivation.
Little spark.
Yeah, a little spark to start building those healthy habits into your own life.
That's right.
And remember that journey of self-improvement is ongoing.
It is.
There's always more to learn, more to explore, and more to discover about ourselves.
Absolutely.
So keep that curiosity alive.
Yes.
Embrace that journey and never stop diving deep.
Until next time.
See you then.
Please, I would like you to do me a favor. Kindly like this video to encourage me to make more videos like this.